Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri, and is the world's first single barrel only liquor store. This business is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution list. That way you'll know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and what barrel picks they have in the works. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss American whiskeys to build your home bar around. My name is Miss Beka Sue. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Tim Swyatt, Katie Joyce, and Ryan Thompson.
Hey gang, what's up?
Howdy.
We're going to be talking about whiskeys that we suggest you start your home bar with if you're looking to build a collection and get your own bourbon bar at your house. But we'll get to that after the break. For right now, I've got a question for you guys. I got to thinking about this, and say time travel was real. You got dumped in 1802. This is where you find yourself. You can't tell anybody you're from 2023 because they'll kill you. So you know that going in. So you just have to live in 1802. And I'll tell you what, I got to thinking, if I had to do that, what I would do is I would just say I'm a physician, and I think I would be the smartest doctor of that time. Not that I know how to operate on people, but I know things about sanitary that they didn't know back then. I feel like I know more than the 1802 doctors. I feel like I would be beloved in 1802. I would be everything I've ever searched for is waiting for me in 1802. You would start
operating on people because you know basic first aid.
I think I could do better than the surgeons of that time. Yeah, there's some things I know.
Probably right. It's a good point, Akeley. That's a real good point you bring.
Do you guys agree with this, or do you think I'm just crazy?
I'm not sure you should be a fucking doctor.
Well, I mean, what should I be?
2023.
I can't be a podcaster, Becca. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't know how to, I don't know how to invent the technology that supports what we do. And there's no podcast, platforms where I can download this to. I'll be like, oh, I've got these great podcasts, but I don't know how to get them out there. No, I can't do that, Becca. I got to do something. I'm going to be a doctor.
So I think the issue would be
Jefferson was the president at this point, by the way.
Okay, all right. 1802, okay. Thomas Jefferson.
I'd
probably be his physician. Is what at the end of the day. I'd bubble up, and they'd be like, "I think you got to get this guy. He knows everything."
But could you do it? Because you would have to follow common practices in order to not be caught as someone who's not from this area as well.
I'd be like, man, I've thought through these things, and there's no such thing as milk sickness. You don't have the consumption right now. All this bullshit they used to just throw out there. No, I'd be with some. I'd have some real ideas. I'd be like, oh, I think you just got the flu. Just rest for a little while, and don't drink the water. By the way, that's gonna not help you out here. I would be good. I'd be like, boiling water. They'd be like,
but I think you would have
why would I boil this water? I'd be like, trust me.
You have to ease into it. You couldn't come in day one with 100% of these ideas, because then they would know that something is up, and they'd call you out as a witch,
like a witch or something. Yeah. They
would kill you. Go there.
And
you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Right.
So you'd have to slowly integrate into this. So there's going to be a period of time where you're going to have to go along with their ideas, knowing that you're not helping people or that you're hurting people. You're like, use the leeches. It's gonna, okay.
Use the leeches.
Yeah.
How much first aid do you really know, other than applying a tourniquet, applying pressure, Heimlich maneuver, maybe CPR? There's no Band-Aids back then. You're dealing with rags. You're dealing with everything there. You wouldn't be successful as a doctor back then. You would.
Oh yeah, I would. Yeah, I would. I would be like, oh, it's sanitary things. First of all, I would
just basic luck from not exposing people to infection, just because you know about
yes,
you know,
yeah, I would go.
Anyone
to my distillery friends. I'd be going to the distillery friends, and I'd be like, oh, give me the one that comes off the still as it starts. You know that's poisonous, right? So give me some of that, and then I'll use that to clean. Yeah,
with your immunity levels
sanitary issues
already, you'd come back to 1802 and you'd wipe out the population. Because you spread everything that you would have already brought back.
That's got to be out of the equation. We're trying to have some fun here, Tim. Jesus.
Speaking of sanitary issues, though,
he's going to be talking about the space-time continuum soon, and we can't go there. I mean, come on.
Katie, would you go be
back as
lawyer?
A plumber? And
I don't think I could. Plumbing. I don't think women were allowed to be lawyers in 1802.
Yeah, they weren't.
So that would be a major problem for me in that I would be majorly pissed not being able to have a job and being expected. I think
Ryan's going to be a plumber, and it's all outdoor plumbing. It's just a hole in the ground. I mean,
I'm bringing
a plumber there. You could dig well. You could dig really, really good.
I think I would just invent some stuff that's easy to invent.
Like indoor plumbing.
Crocs. Yeah. She would invent Crocs back then. Look how comfortable this is on your foot.
Some stuff that's easy.
Yeah.
Like what year was the printing press? Like, man, you could do
printing press was already around
way before then.
1802 inventions. Let's look this up.
Okay.
Back then, the next thing you know,
you want 1803 inventions because you want to be ahead. Yeah.
True.
Well,
yeah, you gotta look 1803.
We had
search on our phones on Beka Sue. You know, she didn't invent Google back then. She would invent like the iPhone and everything.
Oh yeah,
like that. It'd be right out of Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yeah, it was like when she initially wanted me to podcast back then. I was like,
she did that at all.
What is podcasting back then? You just go in the streets
I'd go find Steve, and we just have a big like
we'd be at the local bar because that was where everyone gathered. The tavern,
We're just sitting there. Yeah, two cans of string.
2 cans of string and talking. Yeah.
We're podcasting.
They were just starting to get kind of like the idea of batteries and like arcing lights with wires and carbon. And so, you could do some easy shit there though.
No.
Easy now.
If you feel sick when you're in 1802, see me because I am the leading physician in the United States.
Dr. Akeley in the house.
Dr. Akeley is big time.
Right, and with the facial hair, fashion during the day, you'd fit right in right off.
The facial hair would be good. They drop me in there and be like, oh, he's definitely of the time. Look at
he's definitely legit.
Yeah, I might have to work on the glasses though. That could be an issue.
But, they might.
I have to go to wire rim. I think is what I'll need.
Yeah.
Better a monocle, right?
A monocle, yes.
Hayes monocles. He's got 2 of them. Sir, that doesn't.
Here's you have heart issues.
You up on your liver, sir. That's my foot. Oh, sorry. I can't see that.
Well, I'm glad everyone agreed with me that I would be the greatest doctor of all time. In 1802.
Honestly, if you're caught, you just move like 2 towns over because they didn't have.
Yeah, what are they gonna do?
Yeah.
Spend an Amber Alert about it? No.
Right.
An Amber Alert, yes.
They didn't even have an electric telegraph until like the 1830s.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm ahead of the game.
It's taken a while for them to get any kind of information of like, hey, there's this weird guy that is doing stuff with medicine. Don't trust him. So you just got to move like a few towns over. You got to buy yourself time.
That's cup phones back then. You tie strings and there's cups. They say he's talking to the hotel and to the bar. He's communicating using cup phones, and he's like now Alexander Graham Bell. He front runs Alexander Graham Bell. That'd be awesome.
I could do that. Yeah, absolutely. So
it's too early to tuck down Doc Brown, so you're screwed there.
Well, yeah, I mean, I tried to go before, like sports and stuff like that, where people are like, oh, you don't need to be a doctor, just bet on sports.
Invent some sports.
Yeah, you'd invent some stuff. Okay, that's cool.
Ooh, Alexander Hamilton didn't die till 1804. So I would just make it my goal to go like find these people to be like, oh, I'm going to know these names.
Right.
You're just going and meeting people?
Yeah. I'm just going to
go meet people. Yes. Alexander Hamilton. I love your play. And he'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I'll start singing Alexander Hamilton. And like,
you're going to die.
For you. That's how I end up in jail.
Yeah.
If I get a stalking charge.
Go from St. Louis to DC in 1802.
Oh,
that would be something to follow.
That would be tough.
That's
that would
a reality
be tough.
TV show.
What kind of airplanes do we have then?
I'd invent the Oregon Trail.
Right.
Oh, that's what you lead with.
Yeah. I like Katie's because it's not bad. Hamilton was a popular figure at the time, and Katie, if she is, depending on how many times she's seen Hamilton, if she could remember enough of that, she could be like the inventor of the Hamilton play. And maybe she's beloved. Maybe they'd be like, wow, that's really nice tribute. I can't believe you wrote all these songs and stuff. And you're like, yeah, I just did it. That's me. That's me.
For the record, I'm reading the book called Titan. That is Rockefeller's history. And his dad was one of these doctors that went from town to town, like Katie was referring to, and just making up a bunch of bullshit, basically, to heal people. And so I think Akeley and Katie, you guys are onto something there.
This is why I would do well. At least I have some base of...
I would be a great crook.
The great crook.
Oh, my gosh. You would be a fantastic crook.
Train robber or bank robber?
Just a crook in general, like a snake oil salesman.
Okay.
Honestly, I would probably go design airplanes because I think they were stuck to like balloons at this point still.
You fly airplanes, so you can do that. I'm stupid, so I can only do so many things.
A crook.
Like be a crook.
Yeah.
You'd probably be more successful. I'd be stuck. I'm like, God damn it, there's no engines. What the hell?
I do know I know a lot about trains, I guess. So like I know stuff about like locomotives and stuff like that.
Steam trains very popular.
That could come in handy. Yeah.
I know a lot about like I don't know, like conveyor belts and things like that.
Yeah. So. All right. Well, on that note, it is time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Dr. Steve is going to go first. I'll go with Penelope here. This is a Penelope Architect, very popular. People ask about this in the shop all the time. Do you have any Penelope Architect? No, we don't. I've got it here at the house though, so here we go. Oh, that was sweet. There was squeak there at the beginning, but man, when that cork got going, whew, look out.
That was a good one there, buddy.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be tough to beat, but we'll see what happens. Let's let Tim go, and then we'll let Ryan go because they're not really involved.
You're nothing.
Yeah, they're kind of just kind of bystanders.
Well, Tim already went, so.
Did you see Tim? Tim unfortunately was shaking his bottle below the screen. All you could see was his right arm.
Is that what he was doing?
Yeah.
I hope that's what he was doing.
I hope so too, Tim.
Oh, there's the bottle. Okay.
Bubble on top there. Just proved that I was shaking that.
Okay. I didn't know what the hell was going on when I saw that.
I'm still going after this autumn vanilla because it was a cannon the last time, according to the bumper that you have, Steve. So we're going to do this again. Beautiful. It was amazing.
What the hell just happened?
I know.
My screen just froze or something.
Ryan loves it because he can talk trash when Tim's on. So
I'm the worst, so that's fine.
Next time, Tim, we're going to need you to get your phone out and record a video and then send it to us so that we can hear the difference between your microphone that's somehow ignoring the pop altogether and then a camera phone. I'm pretty sure we'll get the sound of it.
Maybe you should go like farther back.
Maybe.
Yeah.
He can't do any worse. Let's be honest. He can't do any worse.
I try everything.
I might do worse.
Okay. All right. Let's see what Ryan's got here. Let's see what he's got.
Well, we got to throw one out to Carson and Corky and Caleb over there at Peerless.
Okay.
We'll double oak straight from them. So let's see what we got here.
Oh, it was better than Tim's.
Better than Tim's.
That's
not really a compliment, though, saying that.
The look on Tim's face is like hope each time. He's like, oh, it sounded good. And we're just like, oh, no.
I was really proud of that one, actually.
Oh, bless your heart.
Ryan was happy, yeah.
For the record.
For the record. Okay. Katie, what do you got?
I have a bottle of Distillery 291. They're barrel-proof single barrel from the ABV Barrel Shop.
Okay, cool.
See how many times I can say the word barrel there about this bottle.
Not as many times as old Beka Sue dropped the F-bomb earlier.
This is true. We set a record. We
could introduce the bottle. I've got a fucking bottle of 29 here with fucking stickers of all these, fucking rewards. Okay, here we go.
Okay. Ooh. That was very good. Very, very good.
That's a good tone to it.
It's a good second place is what it is, though. It's a good second. It's close. All right, Beka, what do you got?
I'm gonna
a sample, I hope?
No. I've got some Barker's Mill here. I figured that since you were talking some pre-prohibition, this has a kind of an old school looking bottle.
Okay. All right.
So that's why I'm picking this. So this is from our friends over at MB Rollin'.
Okay.
All right, let's see.
Okay. Not enough.
That's good though.
It was decent. It was definitely a solid third for sure. A little sloshy.
Quicker than I thought it was. There wasn't any sort of resistance there.
Right. It just flew out of there.
That's third. Did I take second?
No, Katie did. Did I take second? You came in fourth.
We tied for fourth.
And Tim didn't show up. He abstained apparently. He heard no cork pop.
Tim's not even drinking.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening, but he was so excited. Like Katie said,
he has a twist off of vodka over there.
You heard that time.
I know.
Yeah. He even like looks left and right a little bit. He's like,
I know.
Hear it?
Cheers, gang.
Cheers. Ding.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, what we're going to be talking about is whiskeys from America that you should get if you're building your own home bar. We'll do that in just a few. Let's talk about the people who make these shows happen. First up is the ABV Barrel Shop. It is the most unique shopping experience in the world of bourbon, as the ABV Barrel Shop only sells single barrels. Owners Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot select. With over 100 distilleries on board to sell us barrels, we are home to the most unique and diverse barrel pick selections in the bourbon world. By signing up for our email, you will always know what we have in stock. In addition to the single barrels, we'll have a gift shop featuring ABV Barrel Shop as well as ABV Network merchandise. We are partnering with vendors like Art Eatables and Old Man Bay Signs to bring you unique items you can't find anywhere else. We will also have a 24-seat classroom where we are offering educational and fun classes like Breakfast and Bourbon, a series where we pair donuts and bourbon, customer barrel picks, and opportunities to learn from master distillers and other bourbon dignitaries. Best of all, we feature a tasting bar where you can try before you buy. All of this is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. If you are in the St. Louis area, please stop by to say hi. If you're traveling in from outside the area, please take advantage of our hotel rates with the Drury Inn and Pear Tree Inn, less than a mile from our shop. This can be done via the links in our Visit St. Louis section on our website. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to plan your trip. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about the Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent trips to Kentucky. Today, he is amongst the leaders of young distillers leaving their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery yields insight on their unique family history, why their products are special, and gives you the opportunity to taste their whiskey, moonshine, and creams. Check them out at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com or visit them in Sparta, Kentucky.
Yeah, happy visitors.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about American whiskeys to start your whiskey bar with.
Yes, we are.
Very smooth transition there.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. That was just off the top of her head, folks.
Clearly.
So, yeah. What would be some whiskeys you guys think should be purchased? If you're going to start to build your own home bar, things that come in handy.
Single out any whiskey in particular, but I think it's important to have a couple of the mainstays, maybe a couple more crafty stuff, certainly some rye, some bourbon, mix it up within the whiskey category.
That's good.
So that's kind of where I'm leading.
That in general, and then a bunch of 10th Mountain. That's what you do.
Bunch of 10th Mountain. You're damn right.
That's the perfect bar.
Just 10th Mountain.
A little bit of Neely family in there. So yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
10th Mountain gin, you never know.
Get it all in there. Yeah, for sure.
For the record, we don't have a gin, but I'm with you, Tim. I appreciate that. But that's kind of where I was leaning. Maybe, some $20, $30 bottles, and then you got to throw in a couple pricier bottles for the friends that you actually like to come over and drink with.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
Have a maybe a locked area at your bars too is important as you're building that thing, because you want to have some really good stuff that you don't want everyone to have access to. The ones that don't appreciate the good stuff, not that they're not good people or they're not good friends, but you want to save the good stuff for those
the people to not give the good whiskey to.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Everyone knows who those people are. You don't give them the good whiskey.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the thing.
Doesn't mean you hate them. You just know they don't.
Even Freddie Johnson says that that's how you should do things. As nice as he is, he does say you should have some that you just put away for the true friends, and you don't.
It's just some people can't appreciate it. It just could be a matter of fact that they don't drink whiskey to a certain level, so they just don't have a palate to appreciate certain whiskeys, and so know your collection, and so you can kind of tell with your friends of if they're a true novice or if they're like, oh, I'd be willing to try a whiskey. You're not going to waste something on them that they can appreciate.
There's like a fork in the road. That's one of the streets that happens when people don't do it. They don't appreciate it. The other fork that you have to sometimes get, and I saw this when I was in this bourbon club thing that I don't do anymore, but I was in this club for a while, and people would bring good bottles, and this would be extremely rare today, but it was even rare when it came out. Glencairn, which holds 6 ounces. I saw a person who somebody had brought someone else, so it was a friend of a friend type of thing, and that person was not a whiskey drinker, and they tasted a really good one, Al Young. And guess what? Just like anybody else in there, they like the Al Young, so they just went ahead and filled up that Glencairn, all 6 ounces, just poured that thing out, and then sat down and had them a nice smooth bourbon as they.
No!
So that's a problem too when they just somewhat appreciate the good stuff, but don't have the respect for it. They appreciate the whiskey, but they don't respect the fact you don't pour 6 ounces of it.
You respect the host in that aspect too, right?
Yeah.
If they don't know though, then.
Well,
right.
That's what you got to worry about if you're trying to build your own home whiskey bar.
That's why you got to have a locked area. Yeah,
that's going to be your showcase bottle for the day, and it's like you want to keep an eagle eye on it. But if you're hosting, that means you're shuffling around, grabbing food, moving stuff around, making sure all the guests, you're talking to everybody because you're working your own party. And there's going to be the one ass hat that takes that big bottle of yours that you're waiting to share with everybody towards the end of the night, and they're sitting there pounding it down with Diet Coke or something. They just don't have that respect for it. And to your point, Ryan, they don't have the respect for the host in that matter.
Right.
They don't understand the hierarchy on it. They're just trying to get the good stuff because they have access to it.
I didn't have a locked part of my bar, but I had 2 of the exact same tables, pretty much. They're kind of tables, like, I guess. And since it was 2 of them, there was a line between them because it was 2 separate ones. And everyone that came over, I would say, hey, you can drink anything on this first half that's closer to us. But anything on that second table, don't touch unless you ask. And I'll say this.
People respected it?
I don't think I ever had a person other than myself.
Of course. Everyone's terrified of you. So, yeah. They're not going to fuck around.
That's part of having a home bar. Be scary.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But no one ever touched anything that they shouldn't. And if it was someone that touched it, they was someone that I already knew it. Like,
that's what's cool about whiskey though. Like if we were having a little get together just with us, we're like, say we're podcasting together, we're at my house, anything's open to you guys. I mean, because I know you respect the whiskey, you know it, and you'll appreciate it. So there'd be no rules for you guys other than if the bottle's closed, don't open it because you don't know. Maybe I'm saving that for a special event or something. But other than that, if it's open, you guys could have anything. Yeah, for sure.
Yep, that's exactly what I tell people when they come over. Like, if it's open, when it's people that I know will enjoy it, respect it, aren't going to fill up the entire cup of a bottle I'm never going to find again.
Right.
And what would be the right amount of bottles for a new whiskey bar, home bar? Are we? Do you
That's
guys
a good question.
10,
that is a good
15,
question.
20? Like, where are we starting at here?
We'll land on 5 or 6 at the max. And the reason why I say that is there's going to be, I was thinking about this because there's going to be a wheated bourbon and a rye flavor grade bourbon to me. Those 2 are going to be out there. Pick your brands, whatever you want, price point, whatever there. Then there's going to be a full rye whiskey. There's going to be, I'm going to throw an American single malt in there as a whiskey, and then I'm going to throw an oddball in there for 5 and 6. You get some of the finished products or something funky that you like, a 4 grain, something interesting that's still price points. I'm thinking if I'm starting my own bar, I want something that's got a lot of different ranges, so I can mix and match, play with it, enjoy it, whatever I want to do.
Tim, do you have anything? I think one of the you have to consider too is something between 80 and 100 proof at the most for cocktails. For someone who's not really into it, but enjoys a cocktail, I think and that can be it could be like an old faux signature or something like that.
Old Grandad 80 proof.
Old Grandad, yeah, something like that.
The best one.
You should have something like that there, I think.
Or just get a handle of Old Crow, and you can tell people that are just mixing with Coca-Cola, grab the handle of Old Crow and drink as much as you want. That cost me $7.99.
You can just tell them it's pre-prohibition whiskey, and they'll think they're amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You've got a lot of different routes with Old Crow.
Old Crow, sure.
I always I think having the ones that you can enjoy neat, but that it works in a cocktail as well. It can stand up in a cocktail. You can find those. So like Buffalo Trace is still relatively easy to find here in Missouri.
Yes.
And we're lucky that I can get a fifth of it for 25. I'll pay maybe up to 30, but I can find that usually no problem. And so Buffalo Trace, I absolutely enjoy it neat, but also I'll make it in a cocktail. I'll mix it with Coke Zero, cause it's easy to find. It's not that it's cheap. And so, then also I think Knob Creek and Makers
that stands up,
as well. That those it's like I enjoy.
Four Roses small batch is good for that too.
Yeah.
Right, and if I'm at a cheap bar here in my little tiny town and they have Makers, I am totally happy. Just give me some Makers neat, no problem at all. But Makers as well to put in any kind of cocktail. I don't care if you like whiskey or not. Do whatever you want with a bottle of Makers. You're fine. So
I would also, Tim didn't say this, and I think this is an important part of it, is, and we joked a little bit with Ryan, but have your favorite craft whiskey on there too. Yeah. You've got all these other bottles, have something that they probably haven't heard of, and then show how good craft whiskey can be, because so many people still, I have a barrel shop, and there's people I never heard of this. Okay, well, let's sit down and try it. Let's taste some of this stuff. And then all of a sudden you can convert them real quick. So have something on there for them to taste. That's
a good conversation piece too, right? So
yeah.
If you can find something that's local to your state, that's a cool thing to have on your shelf.
Yeah.
And not, I think that almost every state at this point has a distillery in it, and there's probably a decent distillery at least in every state that has something that is drinkable. So I'd say try to get something from your state so that friends that come from out of state can taste it, or if they just have never had anything from your state, I'd do that.
Let's be brutally honest too, because I still think if 10% of the distilleries from your state are good, that you're doing well. So that's the problem with craft is there's not, but you as a bourbon fan, someone who's drinking a lot of this stuff, which the good ones are. That's truly the thing, the gift that you can give someone is say, hey, here's some craft, and they might have tried craft and be like, oh, I don't like that. Well, where'd you get it from? And because there are so many that are just bad. That's the problem with craft. There's a lot of bad ones. And that's what I say is one of the true neat things about the ABV network. We never bash anyone. You don't hear me talk about somebody that's bad, but we just don't ever have them on the shows or anything. The ones that are good, like Neely or like 10th Mountain here, we just have them on all the time because we have no problem with someone going out and tasting their stuff. It's good stuff. Yeah.
I'd say you should also
appreciate you. Thank you.
I'd say you should have some Tennessee whiskey probably on there because you should have a range of different whiskey, right?
Sure.
And then where you're going, Beka Sue, is do you have an Irish? Do you have a Canadian?
This is only American whiskey.
This is only American, right? He was late. He didn't read the notes.
It was so hard to answer this because my brain, I kept being like, and then Irish. Damn it. And then I was like, ugh.
User error there.
Yeah.
I just scratch off
Ryan here, though. Ryan makes up a good point because while you did mention non-American whiskeys, the styles of those whiskeys can bring into a column still versus a pot still, chill filtered versus non-chill filtered.
That was not the question. There is no asterisk next to American.
No,
there
but I'm saying
American whiskey was the question.
American-made Irish type whiskey. Yes, you could put that on there.
Yes.
Right.
There we go.
Ryan, I got your back.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you.
There's definitely a lot of rabbit holes that you can go down if you're into whiskey. So, and Tim brings, there's so many different takes that we could have on that. Yes, you're almost going to be unlimited. But start simple. Yeah, I think we gave you some good ideas. And yeah. So please, follow that, and I think you'll be fine. Take what you like out of this, and what you don't like, well, throw it out then.
Well, I think we might have just confused everybody.
I think we did.
Well, we tried our best. We gave them a good topic about me being a physician in the 1800s. And if nothing else you take away, that's what you take away from
Maker's
the show.
Mark, I put that on your shelf. Put some old Granddad on your shelf.
Okay.
I'd say do something lower end, like an Old Crow, just for those bourbon Coke or those bourbon Coke
Beka Sue stops by, yeah.
In case I stop by, yeah. Maybe find like an Eagle Rare if you can, just a regular one. I mean, I know that's not attainable for everyone, but that's probably a good one if you can find it.
Sure, it's a step up.
It's something that like if someone that's fancier comes to your house, they can enjoy that. Find a craft from your home state. I mean, I think those are all. Find some American-made Irish whiskey.
Yeah, you got to have that too, apparently. So, fair enough. All right, well, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Katie, we're starting with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me over on Instagram at KatieProof.
All right, Tim.
You can find me on Instagram at SwyGuy2112.
Ryan.
Across all socials at 10th MTN Whiskey, and our website is 10thwhiskey.com. That's 10th whiskey with an E.
Miss Beka Sue.
You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C's.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. That's the one you're going to want to check out. Everything that we do is out there. We put our previous shows out there, and there's a lot of them, over 3,000. So check us out, abvnetwork.com. Please come by and see us, the ABV Barrel Shop. We've always got classes going on. We got people coming in to present their whiskey, that type of thing. So check us out, abvbarrelshop.com. See what we have going on. At a minimum, sign up for email distribution. That way you'll be in the know. All right, Miss Beka Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Dr. Akeley in the house. See ya.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Last but not least is the ABV Barrel Shop. While we don't get to play in the allocated bourbon game because we aren't selling the other products you have to do to get those, we do have access via our friendships in the bourbon industry to some really cool stuff. Have you ever seen your favorite craft distiller selling some really cool limited offerings only in their gift shop? I'm talking things like the Hazmat offering Distillery 291 did for their 10th anniversary, or Neely Family Distillery's Papaw's birthday barrel. They don't have enough of it to send it out to distributors, so they only sell it via their gift shop. Well, companies like Distillery 291 and Neely Family Distillery have agreed to sell us 2 or 3 cases of these offerings moving forward, meaning our store will have the access to some of the rarest whiskeys in the world. Way more difficult to come by than the allocated bourbon offerings with a national release. Yes, they will be extremely tough to come by, but if you're a customer of our store, you'll have a chance to get them. Get signed up for our email or text list over at abvbarrelshop.com so you don't miss out.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.